The teaser trailer for Transformers The Last Knight has finally dropped. And let me just say that this weekend has been amazing for trailers. First we got Guardians of the Galaxy, then we got The Mummy, and now we finally get Transformers The Last Knight. And I'm going to break it down for you guys, tell you what I thought, what I found, maybe some theories. So let's get started. Now before I start this trailer breakdown, I have to say Transformers movies are kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I have liked all of them. The second one is the worst one in my opinion. It was during the writer's strike, but you can't blame that because it's still, even without that, it probably wouldn't have been that great of a movie. They're popcorn flick movies. They're just action. I've always wanted more story for them, but they just haven't delivered on that front. This one looks like it might deliver at least more so on the story front. Let's hope so. But, you know, if a lot of you probably don't know this, but I have made 2 Transformers short films on my other channel, Hot Rod vs. Inferno and Skydive vs. Starscream. They're little short films that I made on my home computer, 3D animation. They're fun. They were fun to make, that's all. So we start off with the shot of this sword with blood dripping off of it. I think it's safe to assume that this is Excalibur because part of the movie takes place in medieval England, I believe, with King Arthur, and we're going to be doing a lot of time jumping because you see King Arthur, you see even World War II with like the Nazi flags and stuff, and then obviously present day. So I think there's going to be a lot of time jumping, and I'm interested to see where they go with the King Arthur storyline because how does that even tie into it? I mean, I don't think historians have all agreed on the historical fact of King Arthur. It's still just kind of like, well, we think he lived at this point and we think he did this, but I don't think there's a definitive answer about where King Arthur actually lived, when he actually lived, and what he actually did, you know? And then we get this shot of this 3-headed dragon transformer flying, and you see this guy riding a horse alongside, and obviously I think it's King Arthur riding off to meet his pet transformer or something. I don't think it's Megatron because from the first one, he was frozen in the Arctic Circle until just recently. So there's no way that that's him. So Megatron is not the 3-headed dragon. That is a new character. Who knows if he'll actually show up in the later parts of time in this movie, but it's not Megatron. So then we get this line. I think any Transformers movie fan is going to recognize the line. It's the Witwicky motto. It's without sacrifice, there can be no victory. It's slightly different. Without no sacrifice, no victory is the Witwicky motto. So that family could come back into play and we could learn about what happened to Sam. Is he dead? Has he moved on? I'd like to know. I think a lot of fans would like to know. But that's the thing of Michael Bay movies is nothing is ever really explained. We just kind of get thrown into the world and you just have to accept it. That's one thing that has bothered me about all the Transformers movies is because they don't link all the movies directly. You know, they vaguely mention the previous one, like, you know what happened in Chicago, whatever. We won't talk about that again. And they never explain where the new characters come from. The new Autobots, the new Decepticons. They're there. Like in the second one, which was the worst Transformers movie, Optimus Prime basically says, an advanced team of new Autobots. That's such a lazy line because they don't want to try to explain where they came from. They don't want to give them names right then and there because most of them, they're going to die or they're just not going to get any screen time, or you're going to see them for 5 seconds and then they're gone. They're not even in the next movie. That's always bothered me about these movies. And the story's not that great either, but the characters, they had a chance to make them interesting, but they just dropped the ball all the time. I gotta say, the music in this trailer is pretty cool. It's got a very dramatic feel, and I love it. And before I go further, the link to the song is in the description because I know a lot of people are asking, what's the song? What's the song? Where's the song? I want to know what the song is. It's by Urson Volpine. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's called Do You Realize? It's a cover of an older song. And I like this version. It's a pretty cool version. I've always liked that style of music. There's that song, The Sun Goes Dim. The Sun Has Gone Dim. That was in the trailer for Battle LA. I love that song. And this has that similar feel to it. So, yeah, link is in the description if you want to see it. Again, this is really the only part that concerns me. I think it concerns us all, but he delivers on action, and that's about all we can really ask from him. The good thing is we've had a team of writers for this movie that they're trying to build a universe for the Transformers movies. We're going to be getting Transformers movies for a couple of years in a row now. We got this one, we got a Bumblebee movie, we got another Transformers movie, and then I think another one after that. So we have at least four more Transformers movies, I think, coming between now and the year 2020, I think. I can't really tell what city this is. I want to say it's Chicago because of Transformers 3, The Dark of the Moon, and a little bit of Age of Extinction. They take place in Chicago, and these kids are exploring this crashed ship inside of a stadium. These kids might be friends of Isabella Moner's character. I have no idea who this Autobot character is. It's not Bumblebee, it's not Hot Rod. We know Hot Rod's in it. We've had pictures of him released. It's not any of the other existing Autobots that we've seen. It's also, as far as I know, not her little moped character, Squeaks. That's not what he looks like. And this is a new character that we don't know anything about. Hopefully there will be some development for this character, but probably not. This looks to be underwater. I don't think it's in space, and I have a feeling that it's not the Autobots. I don't think these are the Autobots' ships looking through. They might be, but I have a feeling that this is in water, under the ocean, something on Earth. So Optimus Prime is dead again. And obviously he's going to be coming back again. He never dies. However, I have some theories about this. In the original Transformers movie, it's Megatron that is kind of thrown out in space. He's almost dead. He's like barely clinging on to life when he gets kicked out of the spaceship, who's actually a character, I don't remember his name, by Starscream. Starscream kicks him out. And while he's just floating in space because he's dying, Unicron picks him up, repairs him, gives him a new body, a new name. He becomes Galvatron. He's got purple eyes. Keep that in mind because at the end of the trailer, Optimus has purple eyes. I think that the roles are going to be reversed. Optimus is obviously floating in space. He's pretty much dead. And I think Unicron is going to pick him up, save him, repair him, bring him back to life, and basically make him a minion of his. And I think this is going to take place after this encounter with the creators, as they're called in Age of Extinction, because at the end of that movie we see Optimus Prime flying out into space and he's going to go get the creators because he's like, leave planet Earth alone. I think he's going to have a run-in with them, and this is going to be the result. Something in the desert. I don't know what this is. Looks like an old ship. Maybe they're just touching on every historical event of the Earth. Maybe this is like Noah's Ark or something. I don't know. Of course, that's not where Noah's Ark is or would be. After all this voiceover of Anthony Hopkins, we finally see him. He's got a lot of swords around him, and at first I thought he was going to be playing Winston Churchill, because in one of the behind the scenes videos, we see a kind of World War II era type tank behind him. And he's in like these World War II, 1940s, 1930s type clothing. And with this shot, I'm a little confused. He might be living in the modern day. I don't know. He's talking about Optimus Prime, and that obviously might just be because of the just for the trailer, because none of the Autobots have ventured to Earth before the 2007 first Transformers movie. So they better not be changing everything around. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But Optimus Prime and none of the Autobots had anything to do with World War II. So, because they didn't learn the language until about 2007 through the World Wide Web, according to the movie. So they better not change everything around. I'll be upset, but I won't be surprised. So there's Squeaks. We get to see Isabel Moner kind of interacting with Squeaks. It's kind of like a Sam and Bumblebee relationship, I think, where Squeaks is kind of her companion or guardian. I don't really know, but that's how I see it. So then Mark Wahlberg is in trouble again. He just can't stay out of trouble. It looks like he's going to get arrested or something. Maybe he's surrendering. I don't know. The logo on the truck, I don't recognize. I don't know what it is. We get a huge reveal with this. I'm pretty sure it's Unicron that's floating by the moon. And is he going to destroy the moon? I don't know. I mean, if the moon was destroyed, the Earth would be thrown so out of balance. The oceans would go crazy. There would be so much crap that would happen if the moon was destroyed. So if they destroy the moon, they better know that bad things happen to the Earth. This also could be Cybertron just kind of floating in space, because at the end of Dark of the Moon, Cybertron was pretty much destroyed. You know, they were trying to teleport Cybertron to Earth so that it would basically take place in our solar system where Earth is, which would be a terrible idea because they'd just end up colliding with each other because it's way too close. But it's got that same hexagonal shape to it. Like there's a bunch of hexagons layered on it. We see that in Dark of the Moon. We see that in this trailer as well. I like this shot a lot. It reminds me of some of the shots that we've seen in the trailers for Rogue One, with the Death Star kind of looming out in space, in the atmosphere. I like this shot a lot. So we get the typical shot of Bumblebee coming out, breaking through a wall and tackling and then jumping on top and shooting something. Like we've gotten in all the Transformers movies. This isn't a Transformer, this is just like a man-made machine, I think. I don't know, it doesn't look as advanced as a Transformer. It's got like the legs of it kind of looks like a mech warrior, and he just takes care of business really quick. She looks like she's gonna be a pretty good actor. She's got that tear rolling down her face while saying this line. And I'm interested to see why she's crying and why she's saying this line, that she wants to fight them. I hope, it sounds morbid, but I hope that she witnesses Decepticons killing her family and Mark Wahlberg comes and saves her. Or Bumblebee or Squeaks comes and saves her. And that would add a layer of drama to these movies that they have sorely been missing. And I really want them to really just focus on story this time and not just on visuals and action. Hopefully they will. They've had a team of writers universe building, but it is directed by Michael Bay, so he might just change things up and be like, no, we're going to do it my way. We'll have to wait and see. So Mark Wahlberg has a smaller gun this time, one that's a little more manageable, but it looks pretty cool. Then we see him running to save what looks to be Isabel Moner's character. She's just standing in the middle of the street while these two Decepticons fight Autobot. I don't know who it is. I see some green in there. It could be Crosshairs or the new Autobot. I forget his name, but he's a big green truck. Megatron looks sweet. We know this is Megatron because we've had pictures shown of him, and he looks awesome. To be honest, he looks more menacing than he has in any other iteration of these movies. And this excites me. I just hope that they give him more screen time, more of a story, and explain why he looks different from Age of Extinction. They probably won't, but I really want them to explain this, because at the end of Age of Extinction, he's still known as Galvatron, and he's still got that big hole in his chest, and he's still like the prototype of the humans. That's how his design is. I want them to explain why his form is changing again. And here is the typical Michael Bay lines, where it's very simple dialogue because you're watching action. You don't want to take in too much dialogue that's going to be confusing. So you gotta have, the operation's over. We're not giving up, okay? I do have to say though, I am very happy that Josh Duhamel is back in these movies. I'm pretty sure that this car is Hot Rod. You can't really see any color, but if I remember correctly, Hot Rod is a Lamborghini, and this sure looks like a Lamborghini to me. Of all the scenes in this trailer, I think this one might be my favorite. There's so many questions about this shot. I'm pretty sure it's Josh Duhamel, which makes me think that we're going to get more of his character and we're going to explore things with him. The other thing is, this is Megatron. They're having a conversation, and I think Megatron is trying to intimidate him. So he just swings his sword down right next to him, and he doesn't look like he flinches. That looks pretty sweet. And then right after that, we get this shot of Mark Wahlberg. Whatever. So it looks like we're gonna get the rematch that we have always wanted between Bumblebee and Barricade. I'm pretty sure this is Bumblebee, but again, they're not explaining why Barricade is back, because as far as we know, he died in Dark of the Moon. Unless this is just a brand new Barricade character and he just somehow escaped death or something. I don't know. Because in Dark of the Moon, his leg gets blown up, his eyes are shot out, and then I think he's killed. Again, they're not explaining, they don't explain, and they probably won't. And we get a beautiful shot of Optimus Prime. However, I think this is before he dies, originally. I think this is his confrontation with the creators on Cybertron, or wherever they are. And I don't think this is on Earth. However, I think that he's going to be changed. He's going to be a bad guy. But at the end, he's going to finally become good, and he's going to die in the end. Peter Cullen is getting up there in age. His voice is amazing, but I don't think he's going to voice Optimus Prime much longer. This shot is awesome, with Bumblebee running Optimus versus Bumblebee. That's cool. I don't think Bumblebee's going to die because the next Transformers movie is called Bumblebee, and it's a movie about Bumblebee. I don't think it's going to be a prequel. I think it's going to be just him nowadays, after the events of this one. And if you And again, if you look closely, Optimus's eyes are purple. This is a clear indication to me that he is under the control of Unicron. And he's just been turned to the dark side, if you will. And he's going to try and kill Bumblebee. Mark Wahlberg's there like, no, don't do it. I don't think he's going to, obviously. I think Hot Rod is going to come and save him. And because of that, I think that as Optimus is dying, he's going to hand off command to either Bumblebee or Hot Rod. I hope that it's Hot Rod, but I have a feeling that it's going to be Bumblebee. So the title reveal is pretty cool, and it hints at a few things. We're inside the letters, and again, I think this is evidence of Unicron because he's so big. He's a planet-sized transformer, and Optimus will be going inside of Unicron, and that's where he's going to be repaired and everything. This movie looks cool. I love the feeling of this trailer. It's very dramatic. It has heart. I just know that the movie won't live up to this trailer. So that's the trailer, guys. What did you think? I have to say, of all the trailers that dropped this week, this one is the coolest. It gets me the most excited about the movie because I'm already very excited for Guardians of the Galaxy. And the teaser was great, but it was more fun. It wasn't just cool. It was showing that, hey, we're gonna have a good time with these characters again, and it's coming. The Mummy trailer was just a piece of garbage in my opinion. It wasn't good at all. This trailer got me really excited. I mean, I was kind of excited for this movie, but this teaser it made me more excited because it looks like there's more of a story than any of the Transformers movies combined. And I'm excited to see where they go with this and how they will build onto it with the next few movies. And I'm hoping that it's gonna be good. I really hope so. So what did you guys think of the trailer? Are you excited? I am. If you want to see more trailer breakdowns, you can click right up here. Or if you want to see some of our movie reviews, you can click right up here. And as always, thank you for watching.